I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, that, stop it. Knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them to send that bag and I'm coming. And I'm, you know.
Gervonta Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez.
I think it's great for boxing. I think like boxing right now is like on top, you know what I'm saying, of the sport, bro. You know, one thing is boxing will never die, bro. Like everybody wants to see that kind of combat.
Gervonta Davis has finally broken his silence on the Jake Paul fight, and he wasted no time making his feelings clear. Davis bluntly stated that Jake has no chance of competing with him, dismissing the YouTuber-turned-boxer as nothing more than an Instagram fighter. With a mix of confidence and disdain, Davis mocked Jake's conditioning, calling him fat and unskilled, insisting he lacks the pedigree or experience to pose any real threat. His words leave no room for doubt. Davis sees Jake as completely out of his league.
To me, like, I don't think that would even be, like, fair.
No, I think that he's you know how he got fat? He's a Instagram boxer.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to leave my girl
I wouldn't
around
say
him and
that.
shit, but, like, I don't know
No, he
about
would
when it comes to
definitely fuck my
boxing, like...
It wouldn't be fun. He's
No,
really good.
I wouldn't want to leave,
No, he
like...
would. It's not
you
fair.
know, I'd probably be a little worried, to be honest, but...
With Ryan?
When it comes to boxing,
Ryan
it's
looks like a Greek
Tank,
goddess.
Tank would fucking toss him down.
Oh, he
Yeah.
does. He's a good-looking dude. You're right. I would be afraid to leave my girl around him.
And he is dope to watch in, like, the Instagram videos and shit, too. Like, he has fast hands and shit. He's obviously a good boxer, but...
Yeah.
What about when it comes to, like, this level? It wouldn't even be fair?
He can't compete with me. People in the gym will tell you, like, I've really got top skill.
Gervonta Davis has never been one to bite his tongue when it comes to opponents, and Jake Paul has often been in his crosshairs. In the past, Davis brushed off even the thought of facing Jake, saying he'd only consider such a fight if Jake ever reached the level of greats like Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, or Canelo Alvarez. That statement made it clear. Boxing to Davis is about legacy, respect, and battles earned over years, not quick fame from social media. Yet now, with the fight signed, fans are pointing out how drastically the narrative has shifted. Critics argue Davis has gone from dismissing Jake as irrelevant to cashing in on a spectacle once the payday grew too big to ignore. This sudden change has sparked debate, with many questioning if Davis is staying true to his legacy or simply chasing the money.
Gervonta Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. And now yesterday, we have gotten an announcement that November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of fighting the highly anticipated rematch with WBA super featherweight, now lightweight star title contender, whom they fought March 1st to a controversial draw, and that being Lamont Rose Jr., who is 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Gervonta Tank Davis is instead going to fight Jake Paul. So now he views himself on the level of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. He feels like he has achieved what he set out to achieve to reach that level. And/or he just seen the money flashing and decided that's the right direction to go in, because he clearly has not reached that level. He said that he had to do things in the sport of boxing still and fight his peers. He's only fought one guy.
Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated rising star, also weighed in with his take on the fight. He admitted Jake Paul may walk into the ring with a size advantage, but insisted it won't matter against a fighter like Gervonta Davis. Stevenson explained that boxing isn't decided by size, but by skill, speed, and ring intelligence, and Davis has all three in abundance. He dismissed the notion that Jake could truly compete, saying Jake's hard training and wins don't put him anywhere near the technical level of fighters who've lived and breathed boxing since childhood. To Stevenson, Davis's explosiveness, accuracy, and knockout power will always outweigh Jake's physical frame. Coming from Stevenson, who is known for his sharp eye and analytical approach, that opinion carries serious weight.
His last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and said he's got good power. Not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. Been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
British heavyweight Dave Allen didn't hide his disappointment over the announcement of Davis versus Jake Paul, branding it just another spectacle fight. In his eyes, boxing should remain about meaningful competitive matchups, not entertainment-driven exhibitions. Allen argued that Davis has already proven his worth and should be looking either toward retirement or serious challenges against top names in his division. Instead, he believes a fight with Jake cheapens Davis's career and undermines boxing's traditional spirit. He criticized the trend of exhibition-style bouts featuring social media stars, saying they are more about profit and clout than sporting integrity. For Allen, the most respectful way to honor Davis's legacy isn't by throwing him into a crossover clash, it's by letting him walk away from the ring with dignity.
He's training this fight, but fighting against real bears. This is true. People are going, no chance, no chance. Do you reckon this guy, could he be the toughest of your opponents so far, do you reckon?
I don't think he's the best that I've faced a few Olympic medalists, a few world title challengers, but I think he's probably the most dangerous. Maybe not the best boxer, he might not be the most technical, but he hits really hard, he's really big and strong, so yeah, I think it's the most dangerous task I've faced, but he may be not the best fighter I've been in with.
Whereabouts is the fight, Dave? Where are you fighting him?
He's still at Sheffield Arena,
right?
Headlining in Sheffield, which is like my local arena. So yeah, it's a big night for me.
He won his last fight, didn't he, Dave, against Ricardo Brown, and 20 wins, 19 KOs he's got. So like you says, he is dangerous. How's the training gone for you ahead of this fight?
Yeah, it's been good. It's put a bit of fear in me, to be honest. I've had a bit of genuine fear. I've been stopped, but I've never been on the canvas ever as a pro or amateur. So, and I'd like to keep it that way, really. Yeah. I'm not on anyone's highlight reel. You see highlight reels of all the fighters I face. I'm not on any of them, and I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, training has gone up a notch. For the Fisher rematch, I did weigh a little bit heavy. So for this one, if I cut any corners, there's a good chance I'll get beat in bad fashion. So it has really perked me up a little bit. I've been training a tiny bit harder. I've been eating a whole lot better and resting, and I think I'm looking at a career best performance.
Good man. Let's move on top of this big news of the day. Cruiserweight Jake Paul and WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta Davis will step in the ring together on an exhibition in Atlanta, November 14. For context, the top weight for cruiserweight sits at 90.7 kilos, while the heaviest a lightweight can be is 61.2. Dave, this is surely I know it's an exhibition, but this is a mismatch, surely. It's ridiculous.
I'm not a fan of exhibitions as it is. I think if we're doing exhibitions, if there have to be a thing, let it be a thing for retired fighters.
On Ariel Helwani's show, a panel of analysts broke down the matchup between Davis and Jake Paul, questioning whether it deserves to be treated as a true contest. They compared it to Mike Tyson's recent exhibition fight, where the focus leaned heavily on entertainment rather than competition. The analysts pointed out the glaring mismatch in natural size, with Jake Paul carrying a much larger frame than Davis, instantly creating an imbalance. Still, they admitted Davis's speed, IQ, and skills could allow him to find success against a bigger man. Even so, they stressed that the huge weight gap changes the nature of the event completely. To them, this isn't about who the better boxer is, but about how the spectacle plays out for the cameras. They cautioned fans not to confuse it with a legitimate fight, but to see it for what it really is: a blockbuster event made to entertain, spark headlines, and draw massive attention. More spectacle than sport.
And by the way, I feel like this was similar to the, as I alluded to earlier, the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight had similar kind of question marks around it. Is this going to be an exhibition or is this going to be an official fight? And you kind of go through the motions and go through the process of this. So I imagine that Jake Paul, Nikisa Badarian, and MVP are going through the process of trying to get this to be an official fight. And if not, they can still do this as an exhibition, no problem. What weight class they meet at is going to be very fascinating, right? Is Jake Paul going to try to get down lower in weight to make it more fair?
Can they meet at a weight class, or will they just agree on what they're willing to fight at?
Even if they meet at a weight class, let's just do the math, right? Even if they met at, I don't know, 190? No, I don't think Jake Paul can
get up to 190.
I don't think Jake Paul can get down to that.
Thus, why I think it'll be an exhibition.
No, Gervonta can get up to, okay, there's in MMA, for certain weight classes, you must be a minimum weight, right? You can't be within X percentage difference of your opponent. Yeah. There are some jurisdictions where I don't believe that is accurate, where that is true. I'm curious if Atlanta is one of them. We should try to look into that if we can. Maybe Jordan can look into that. If there's a weight minimum that you have to meet. Otherwise, if they agreed to a catch weight of, let's say, 100, what's the lowest Jake Paul's ever fought at?
I don't know. 185 for the Nate Diaz fight?
I have to think that's the smallest, right? Here, we're going to do...
Okay, let's say he can get down to 180.
Unfortunately, Tapology doesn't have the weight on here.
Yeah, let's just say he can get down to one of those weights. Let's just say hypothetically 185. Is Gervonta Davis getting up to that?
He will not get up to that, but he can get within 20 pounds of it, maybe? Yeah, maybe.
Do you think it's a strategic move for them to put it in Atlanta?